the aha moment was this chipper broke and we don't have a spare, or this guy quit and I don't climb trees.
Right.
That was if I'm gonna have, even if you have one crew, you need to have multiple climbers. You need to have a full-time climber, and you need to have one or two people on speed dial that are part-time. Maybe old heads that they don't have a company anymore, but they know how to climb a tree, and you can ride them at 1099 and get the job done. You need to have like two of them on speed dial, even if you only got one crew. All your eggs in one basket. The basket is gonna break. All your eggs fall out, smash to the ground, and you're gonna be sitting there looking at an empty basket, starting from scratch.
You're not just climbing trees, you're climbing destiny.
What is going on, and welcome back to the Branching Out podcast. On this podcast, we talk about how to grow your tree service business, handle marketing, handle operations. I'm your host, Justin Rademacher. Today, I'm joined by a special guest. We've got Alex Wright. He is the founder and president of 855 Tree Man out of Charlotte Hall, Maryland. That's right?
Yep.
Awesome. And so Alex started his tree service business with a small chainsaw back in 2014, and through smart operations and direct response marketing, he's built it into a top-rated company in Southern Maryland. So, Alex, it's great to have you on today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So, how are things down in Maryland right now, or up in Maryland? I'm in Florida.
I mean, they're good going in the winter, so it's all about the marketing.
That's it.
All about making the phone ring. Slow season's coming.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that when does it really hit you guys hard there?
After Thanksgiving is kind of when it'll slow down a little bit. And then after Christmas, it is really weather based. Like it will kind of pick up if it's not terrible weather. But around here, we don't get a lot of snow. So if it snows, the marketplace just freezes and they freak out. And they're like, they don't want you to come if there's snow on the ground. So hopefully it just doesn't snow, and though it's not like too cold.
Yeah. See, the only severe weather that we really have in Daytona is, storms, hurricanes, tropical storms, and
The good stuff.
It's amazing for our industry, right? So we haven't had one in a couple of years, and so there's a lot of guys that are kind of struggling with that right now. But I love it. You talked about the marketing side. That's really where you see the difference is with dialing up the marketing or dialing it back. I do want to go back to the beginning. I like to get the origin story. So I want to hear from your words. Like, how did you get started in the business? I know you started, I think, in landscaping. How did you shift to tree work? Kind of give me the rundown of what.
Well, like behind me, you see a bunch of like little squares. Those are yard signs that go beside the road. And I was doing landscaping for my brother-in-law, and I'm like, weeding the mulch bed and like shoveling and doing all this grunt work by hand. And then tree service pulls up next to us with a bucket truck, and they just punish this job and then leave. I'm like, I guarantee you they just made in an hour what this whole job costs. So that piqued my interest. I started putting signs out. The yellow sign is the first one I ever had. And I just gave myself like 2 weekends of having enough side work to where I was making $392 a week as a foreman for a landscape crew. So I started making $500-$600 on the weekend, putting these little signs out. So as soon as I did that, and the phone started ringing, I quit my job. I was working for my brother-in-law, so I told him I was going to quit anyways. I was like 20 years old, about to turn 21, and then I just kept putting signs out every weekend. I still put signs out. We do a lot more now, but I did signs every weekend, and then just kept just advertising and marketing first. And as long as you focus on that, so that's what I did. And it just kind of snowballed after that. Just, there's ups and downs, obviously,
But
because I don't climb trees. So I'd have to find someone to cut the tree down. They'd go make a mess. Then I go clean the mess up. It was like 2-3 days with a dump trailer. And I was handing business cards out to like the dudes that hold the cardboard signs by the road. I had some of them come help me, like whatever it took. I'm legit now, but I didn't know you needed a license when I started. I went like 3 years with no license. So 2014 is when I started, but I was like white trucks, white shirts until 2017. Cause I I was already committed to the. I quit my job and like bought a dump trailer before I knew I needed a license. So I just worked without a license, and then I finally got a license, and then I branded with, uh, like real cheap, just high vis clothes, a little screen printing, a little hard hat, and then I could start taking photos with the employees, and I could start building like the content needed to like, build some brand authority. So you charge a little more, and then, you know, but that's pretty much my backstory.
Very cool, very cool. And usually, in somewhere in the origin or the founder story, there's like this aha moment of, I can tell you for us and our business is that my business partner and I were doing everything. We were running the websites, we were doing the marketing, setting up the campaigns, communicating with the clients, and we finally got to this place where we realized that, oh, we can hire people and bring them in to take some of that load off. And I don't know if you're a reader, but somewhere around here, I've got a book by Dan Martell called Buy Back Your Time. And that
Yeah,
book, oh my gosh, the book changed my life. Like, truly having the expectation as a founder, I think a lot of times, especially in our industry, it's like nobody's going to be able to do it as good as I can do it. And yes, that might be true, but I think in the book it says something along the lines of like 80% done by somebody else is 100% freaking awesome. And so,
yeah,
uh,
it's good enough. You've been
yeah, good
scaled good
enough.
enough. You can't scale superstores.
Yeah, exactly. Have you had any experiences like that where you have been able to delegate and any aha moments that you've experienced?
Like aha moments. Don't have just one of anything. Yeah, that was my aha moment. I always hire people because I don't climb trees. So like when you're doing millions of dollars of tree work and you don't climb trees, all you would have is delegation and fellowship. Uh, the aha moment was this chipper broke and we don't have a spare, or this guy quit and I don't climb trees.
Right.
That was so if I if I'm gonna have, even if you have one crew, you need to have multiple climbers. You need to
Yeah.
have a full-time climber, and you need to have one or two people on speed dial that are part-time, like maybe old heads that you know they don't have a company anymore, but they know how to climb a tree, and you can ride them a 1099 and get the job done. You need to have like two of them on speed dial, even if you only got one crew, because one like all your eggs in one basket, is the basket is gonna break, and
Right.
all your eggs
Yeah.
fall out, smash to the ground, and you're gonna be sitting there looking at an empty basket starting from scratch.
Yeah.
So don't have
And
one of anything.
not just that, but also, to your point is that if you have all of your eggs in one basket and something comes through, it's not just like, oh, it's a pain in the ass. It's that the reality is that now we have this job that we're already started in most cases, and now the equipment's down or this person didn't show up, and now we're just losing money, which is a situation that
Yeah,
we want to avoid.
I mean, there is a space and time where like there's no other option but to have just one chipper. Like my first chipper, I swiped the credit card for the chipper. We were like most of it. It was like what was it, 11,000, and I put like 8,000 on the credit card. The rest of that credit card balance went to a transmission in the only truck I had because that transmission blew, or it didn't even blow. I think it was like a torque converter, but they screwed me. Long story short, I had transmission issues on the same truck 5 years later. So they hit up Jasper and they ran the VIN, or not the VIN, the little serial number, whatever. And that truck had never got a new transmission when it,
Oh
it already
no.
had one from like 2009. So they kept the little sticker on it, and But anyway, so there's gonna be a point in time where you got maybe one truck, one trailer, one shipper, and you only have one. But as soon as you can, you gotta get more than one. You gotta have spare everything. Spare. If it's a resource that ends to money in your bank account, you need more than one of that resource. That's called an asset. You cannot have just one asset in each department. You gotta have multiple things to make like backups,
Yeah,
alternatives. Yeah, very important.
totally. And it sort of brings up another question that I would have, which is, you've been doing this for a while now. I'm assuming, maybe I'm mistaken, but I'm assuming you've probably made some mistakes along the way as far as like
Oh yeah,
buying things too
everybody.
quickly. Yeah, I know we have, buying things too quickly and waiting too long to buy certain things. If you could go back in time, what are some of the, we'll call them business investments or assets that you purchased at the wrong time?
I don't think I bought anything at the wrong time because I know I needed it. And but I mean, there was times when I made bad purchases, but I knew I needed. It's like, for example, when I was starting, I needed a chip truck. Didn't have any way. I had a little F450 that had like 4-foot sides, and I put a tarp over the top and a stick in the middle to hold it up so you could shoot. I had a chuck and duck
Mm-hmm.
chipper, which is like there's no safety revert. It's like
Mm-hmm.
so we had that, and the chute didn't move. So you had that don't matter, but you finagle it. It was a terrible setup. But I needed a chip truck, so I got $18,000 truck that I owed like 38,000 on. So it was like a 50%. Like, it was like there's a terrible lease deal where it was like fixed payments for a certain amount of time. Well, I guess another aha, that is an aha moment. So like with that truck got totaled by a heroin addict on a highway because I back to my other point. I had one climber, dude quit, so I hit up the guy I already fired, who, because I'm desperate, right? Don't
Yeah.
have another one, so I hit up the guy that I probably shouldn't hit up. He comes back to work. Yeah, we're good. He's nodding out in the tree, but they don't tell me that. And then he totals my truck on the highway. But yeah, I mean, that truck was not a good deal, but I had to have it, right? Bought the truck. Wasn't the best deal, not the best purchase, but bottom line was it got the jobs done and I cash flowed. So whatever.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's what it's like 50% interest, but or
Right,
what,
right, right. But that's the part of being in business, is that, we get rewarded as founders for taking risks. And a lot of those risks end up
yeah.
being financial.
Oh yeah.
Um, let's talk about obviously one of my favorite topics, which is customer acquisition. And obviously running a tree company is more than the operational side. So you at this point have bills that have to be paid. So tell me about what are some of the marketing things, and where you get customers, and what your core principles are there that you try to follow.
So the marketing, it's like just a big web of like my lead sources, I guess. Uh, like the pegs of the wheel, they're Facebook ads, Google ads, weekend yard signs, outbound phone calls. Um, then you got direct mail. I do a monthly newsletter. I got it's like So like this, like you do like a newsletter like this, it's like 12 pages. And it's got this is what I was saying about direct response. Like a direct response is you directly contact them with an offer that has an expiration period that they can claim. And that's really all it is. But this is full of offers. They get all my repeat customers. So if you've purchased a service, you get this. Once you've bought from me, you're gonna get this every month, every quarter. So then you go and you have to go to like a commercial mailer. You buy a list. So first you do a consumer report on your clients. So everyone who's bought from me, everyone who gets this, I run a report and I find out what their interests are, how much money they make. I get all the commonalities and I filter them into these real key categories, and I buy a list of people that I haven't done business with, but they fit the criteria of the perfect customer. They get this every 4 months, uh, every 3 months, every quarter. And then, so like, then you get like these are like, will there be a real stamp here? But like, this is a customer success story. So, uh, it talks about that. And then, it's multiple pages long. Uh, it just tells about, like they get every 10 days, this audience is getting one of these. They're going to get in a drip of marketing. So, but they are senior citizens that make 150 or more a year. They have the right amount of acreage. They have the right interests, right? This is only like 2,500 people in my entire service area that get that letter. And then they also get like a postcard that has a value stack on it. Like a value stack is like this, right? So you want to break down, you want to, when you like, so I sell packages. A lot of people make mistakes and they sell services, they advertise services. You don't want to advertise the service, because if you can't manipulate the price, or like if you can't manipulate the ticket price, then you're not in control, right? Like it's hard. Like you just have this broad average of jobs and you're like, I think this is my average ticket price, but you don't really, it's just like all these numbers and you average it. But if you create a package and you sell that package at a fixed cost, then you can manipulate the ticket price of all your sales. You go and you push that package and you pump that. So like this doesn't say 20% off, 10% off tree trimming.
Right.
This is a package with a lot of free benefits that follows Russell Brunson's value stack, the owner of ClickFunnels, and it gives you the total value of that crew, then it gives you the price of that crew. So anyone who calls off of this, they know that I charge $68.25 for 3 guys from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then they're going to get all, 100 free inches of stump grinding, free tree safety inspection, 12 months, 0% financing, satisfaction guaranteed before payment. Total value $11,000 to $12,000. By today, it's only $68.25. So it's full, and then it has a special name. It's only for 55 plus. So like I take all these people that live around me and I break down into the audience I really want to market to. And I create a special package with a fixed price for that audience. And I sell that package. When my price, my average ticket used to be $2,300 a month. Now it's $5,700. And the way you double that is, this is for a day. You buy one day and it's $68.25. So how do you double your ticket price? So you sell 2 days worth of this package. Now you just went from $68.25 to $13,650. That's huge. That's a big deal. If you do so now, if you market correctly to people who want to buy this for multiple days, maybe it's larger acre properties or whatever the filters may be. Like my customers, for some reason, the best ones like health and fitness and gourmet food and wine. Don't know why, but that's what the data shows. Well, so that's how you do the mailing. And then the Facebook ads and the Google ads, those are all, so Google ads are heavily dependent on the sales funnel after the click. The ad itself has nothing to do with, I mean, it's like a headline. You can't go in depth and educate your audience with a Google ad. It's just not possible. They have to read an ad that catches their attention, makes them click, and then the landing page and the sales funnel they go to afterwards, that is where the money's made. That's how you qualify them. That's how you educate them. That's how you move them through the funnel. You gotta have a legit sales funnel for Google. Facebook, like I said, my Google and Facebook, they go to the same funnel. Facebook, though, you have the opportunity to educate a lot on the ad. Like I have 3-minute ads, I have 1.5-minute ads, I have 20-second ads, but they can watch an ad and I can have a whole sales script. Like I do these video voiceovers where I do like, B-roll footage of the crews working. And then I'm on top of it with my voice hitting a sales letter script, talking about how you get a 3-man crew from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. with unlimited equipment, in a flexible scope of work and all this. And I sell the package on a voiceover. So that's how you do Facebook. Not a lot of people are doing that.
Right.
And then, outbound calling. You need everyone that's you've done business with or anyone that's given you their name and contact info. When they pass you that info, now you're allowed to contact them whenever you want until they say don't. So you need to have people in your office. You can do this remotely. I've done it remotely through HubSpot. I'm on Go High Level now, but you do it remotely or in-house, but you need to have people calling those people with an offer to get them scheduled for whatever you sell all the time. They need to be, every 3 months, the same person can get a call every 3 months and it won't be too much.
Man, you have built out an impressive marketing stack. And so I think if I'm, being empathetic and putting myself in the shoes of somebody that might be listening to that, let's say I'm a guy that's doing, a couple $100,000 a year. And I'm hearing all this and I'm like, there's no way that I'm ever going to build anything this big. What would you say to them about, prioritization of what's the most important? Where do you get started? Any resources there?
Uh, Signs and direct mail would be first. Google would be third. So I guess signs is first, direct mail second. Uh, because direct mail is more expensive than signs is why I'm saying that. You can get direct mail has how you get what any medium that allows you to just communicate your whole message in one go. That's the best. So like a sales letter, postcard, like my postcard on the back had a big letter on it. I don't know if you saw, but the signs and the direct mail is 1, 2, and then number 3 would be Google ads, because you don't need too much content for Google ads. It's really just like you have a landing page that they go to, so you can hire someone to just kind of create your ads. So Google ads would be number 3, and then the fourth way would be Facebook. But Facebook is heavy content. You cannot let your ads fatigue. Fatigue means get tired, which means people see them too much. So local tree services like myself, like the people you help, they're we have small service areas. We're not really there's not 2 million people to market to. So if you've only got 300,000 to a half million people to market to, and then of that, maybe 1% are your perfect customer, you got a real small audience. So you have to constantly be pumping out different videos, different images. So takes a lot of your time to do legit get a return on Facebook.
Yeah.
So
And that was another point that I wanted to bring up, or a question I wanted to ask you, is obviously it sounds like you're running most of this yourself at this point, or at least at some point. Um,
well, I got teams of I had a marketing company and I
I
hated
got
it. I'm not gonna lie.
you. Yeah,
I
that's
would have
fair.
told you
My
that.
feelings aren't hurt.
Yeah, I would have told you that if I was still doing it, but like I'm not a computer guy. Like I know how to do it. I know how to make this work. It's not this is what I do. But to do it for 20 people at the same time, you're on a computer all
Yeah,
day. I
right.
hate that. I hate it. But
Yeah. So
yeah,
what kind of breakdown from your time perspective? Like what does a day in the life look like today? Are you in the field? Are you just doing, like, give me a sense of what that looks like.
uh I mean I'm not in I don't do the work, but like I have like sales reps, and then sometimes I'll go do an appointment. Like mainly I just kind of asset manage, really. Like I have a copywriter who does like the marketing messaging. He writes the newsletter, the emails. We do 3 emails a week, 3 organic Facebook posts a week. Those are the same congruent offer, but to those 2 audiences. So they're a different offer than I have a main monthly core offer, and then I have weekly offers that go out to my small followers.
Where are you spending your time now? And you touched on the fact that mainly what you're doing is asset management, which is, I
Yeah.
think, one of the key components that many founders, entrepreneurs struggle with, is getting out of the operational mindset and moving into a more leadership and,
Yeah.
the
I'm telling
direction of where the company's going.
So like it's really crazy, but it's super simple. Uh the whole answer lies in a piece of paper and a document that you make, which is in the form of instructions for a task. That's it. You find yourself doing something, the whole way you get off the job is all day long throughout your day to day. You're going to have these issues coming at you. Write down the issue, create instructions for someone else to solve it. It's called an operations manual. Doesn't have to look fancy. Get a little Google Doc on your phone or whatever. This is a problem I'm having. Document the solution for it. Organize those solutions in a drive, your Google Drive. I use Google, so in the drive, and teach your employees to refer to those instructions, and then and you just repeat that process. Problem, instructions to solve it. Problem, instructions to solve it. Then you slowly have this person helping you solve these problems based off those instructions. Now this person becomes some sort of management person. Now they're all familiar with how things are done and they understand the instructions. So now guess what? Now they're under you and they're teaching other people what these instructions are. And you just document the whole process. Don't have one of anything and document everything. Because then you have instructions on how to solve a problem. Eventually, you'll notice it's all the same problems. We're not doing tree work today and nuclear engineering tomorrow. It's just problems about tree work. So once all those problems are solved, even if you go to a new location, it's the same process, just more capital. But nothing changes. So in your phone calls still go to the same place. So like nothing changes. You just have to document the process, introduce it to someone else, hopefully someone that's not going to just quit today. So like someone that is, like my foreman signed non-compete contracts. That's how I know you're worth investing in. I'm going to train you and give you higher pay than the person that didn't sign one. You know what I'm saying? So like incentives with documentation, that's how you form layers of management. Once you have layers of management formed and you don't have one of anything, then, shipper breaks. What do we do? Like there's a process for everything. And then they refer to the manual. And so if they call you, the culture is if you call me, someone died.
Yeah.
Or like don't call me, don't tell me how your day went. I got shit to do. If you call me, shit just got messed up. Like it's a big deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Unless I'm running an appointment and it's about that appointment. But like all the operations and stuff, document, process and system.
We call them, here internally, we call them standard operating procedures. And I'll give a life hack to anybody that's listening to this too, is that what I will do now, my role is a little bit different because everything's on a computer. So I will use a tool called Loom, which is a screen recorder. It's kind of like a Zoom platform, but I literally will go into Loom. I will say, okay, you do this, you click here, you click there, you click this, you click that. And then I go and I take the transcript of that recording and I drop it into ChatGPT and I say, write me an SOP document. You could do the same exact thing. Like if you're a tree service guy, ChatGPT has a mobile app. You could, open up the ChatGPT and talk to it and say, hey, if the chipper breaks, we do X, Y, and Z to get back operational again. I need an SOP to cover all the bases, and it'll spit it out. You can take it and upload it into Google Drive. Shout out to Google Drive. We also keep ours organized there. So. But yeah, do you leverage AI at all or no?
Oh yeah. My whole team knows, my whole LinkedIn you looked at, I don't post to LinkedIn. That's a virtual assistant and EVAI. And my office, like they use, like I got a voice AI agent that answers the phone after hours. But yeah, I mean, it's all on the computer, not on the computer. You gotta document it.
Yep. Where do you see the company in 5 years?
I mean, a lot bigger, but I don't know. I'm probably gonna exit.
There you go.
I mean, because business is all about, like money works for you. So you can have little streams of cash flow and then like save that up and invest it, or you can have a big capital event, take a lump sum of money and get that working for you while you build another business. So, pretty much I'm going to get another business. I got a software I'm working on. Once that's got subscribers and it's popping, then I can exit Tree Man. But Tree Man's kind of the test dummy for that software anyways. So I can't sell Tree Man until that's going.
Yeah. Well, give me a shout when that comes up. I'm interested to see it. Alex, this has been a phenomenal conversation. Thank you for being so candid and sharing so many practical insights from your personal journey to talking about SOPs. Before you go, is there a final thought or piece of encouragement you'd like to leave our listeners in the tree service world who are ready to level up but just don't know the next step to take?
Document everything. Don't have just one of anything.
I love it.
If it's a resource that makes you money, have more than one. And if there's a problem that you find yourself solving, document the solution and the problem. Like just document everything.
If folks do want to connect with you, what's the best place?
Facebook. Message me on Facebook. I got a little I don't use it a lot, but I have like a personal Facebook page.
Very cool. Thank you so much, Alex, again for the podcast. And to our listeners, if you did like this episode, please hit subscribe, leave a review, and share with a peer in the tree service business. Until next time, let's keep branching out.
Thank you.